from last week, Letchworth Town Council were back in the High Court. They were being challenged by the Heritage Foundation over a poll which asked who should be running the town. Now, Philip Ross is the Mayor of Letchworth, and he's with me in the studio this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
So, just remind me what this court case was all about.
Okay, this court case was about the proposition that the people in the town of Letchworth could actually hold public meetings to discuss the way that the foundation was run. The foundation asserted that the people of the town could not hold public meetings to actually discuss the way they were run because it was a private matter to the foundation, that they were simply a private company in the town, and they used the example of being like Grosvenor Estates in London, and it should be unlawful for people to gather to actually discuss how they were run.
Have they got charitable status?
Well, that's the argument that I made. I said yes, but Grosvenor Estates were not set up by an Act of Parliament. Grosvenor Estates weren't previously in the public sector. Grosvenor Estates didn't previously receive money from the ratepayers as they did, or they didn't receive £4 million in the 1980s from the Treasury to actually set them up. And Grosvenor Estates, do not have charitable status and objectives like the foundation do, and they're not. And the foundation is hugely dominant in the town. The way it actually operates, it operates, as I said in the court, or my barrister said for me, obviously, that they operate a quasi-public role in the town, and they exert a huge amount of influence. And it should be inconceivable that people cannot gather to talk about the way that their landlord operates.
There are a lot of people in Letchworth who do sort of say that the Heritage Foundation does a good job and they should be left to crack on with it, and they're not objecting. They say, and they put a lot of money back into the town.
That's right. But if Friday's court ruling hadn't gone our way, what it would have meant was that people in the town would not have been able to get together to discuss actually how that money was distributed, because the foundation would have asserted it would be illegal for people to actually gather to discuss actually how that money was spent, or actually how the foundation was operated. So,
was this about the Heritage Foundation? You're probably the wrong man to ask this. I'd like to be asking somebody from the Heritage Foundation, but in the past we haven't had a lot of luck getting people from the foundation on the programme, has to be said. And the top man that we were looking for time and time again, they were sort of saying, we contest your argument that we have a right to be challenged over anything.
Well, I think that's what it came down to, actually. I mean, they dragged me to the High Court, as an individual. They're a multi-million-pound organisation. They dragged me to the High Court to actually say, how dare you actually challenge us and actually about actually how we actually run. And I say, now, never again should they be able to take or threaten anybody and take them to the High Court for daring to discuss the way that they are funded and operated. Now, because the judge ruled in our favour on Friday, he said that he found the foundation's arguments incredibly strange. He said it's inconceivable that this is not a parish affair. He said that the foundation does exercise a great influence on the town, and the residents were undoubtedly permitted to discuss how it was run and should be able to vote on the matter if they wanted to. He noted that a lot of people actually in the town do want to actually see in the change in the governance of the foundation. He said the previous law from the 1894 Parish Councils Act, which we went all the way back to Elizabeth I to prove this point, and said that people could in a town gather to discuss anything that is a parish affair. And that was the key issue, Stephen, because I was saying that if you've got a parish and public meeting in town, people should be able to discuss anything that affects them in the town, whereas actually the foundation wanted to prescribe quite closely what a parish council could come and discuss. So the judge said it's inconceivable this is not a parish affair, and is therefore a proper argument for a poll, and the foundation and awarded costs against the foundation of £80,000.
What's next?
What's next? Well, now we've actually paid for once and for all the fact that the foundation is just a private company and is not accountable to the people of the town. The people of the town now can quite clearly gather together and actually can discuss the way the foundation is run. And we need to actually now push forward and actually say, as the judge suggested to us, that he says what was created by an Act of Parliament can be undone by an Act of Parliament, i.e. their governance can be changed by Act of Parliament. And if that's what we want to do, we should push for a private members' bill. But I say now the foundation have said to me that the one thing they did agree with me was that the poll result was not academic, but it was unlawful. But now we've actually proved it's not unlawful. We now ask them to reform themselves. If they're not going to, then we will push for that democratic reform.
In a nutshell, what do you want? Do you want to see the end of the Heritage Foundation, or do you want to see it fully elected? Because at the moment only 6 of the 24 are elected.
I do not want to see the end of the Heritage Foundation. I want to see a fully elected Heritage Foundation. And can I say, Stephen, if people want to know more about this, if they go onto my website, towncouncilsupporters.org.uk, I'll put a fuller briefing on there.
Philip Ross, Mayor of Letchworth, thank you for joining us on the programme this morning.
Thank you very much.
Beds, hearts and